Hey guys, Jesse here. We're going to be going over the best menopause weight loss secrets, or if you're over 40, things change. We're going to go over 7 key strategies that has helped over 400 busy professional women beat menopause weight gain for good and help you lose the stomach fat. So if you've been watching some of my content, you may know who I am, but I've spent the last 8 years helping over 400 women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s beat menopause weight gain for good. I get it. It can be frustrating when your clothes no longer fit. You just wake up one day and you feel like you've gained 20, 30 pounds out of nowhere. What you're doing before in your 20s and 30s is not working anymore, right? And you kind of feel like you don't have any control. If this is happening to you, this is not your fault. Okay, I'm here to tell you that. We're going to go over 7 strategies that has helped our clients lose 15 to 30 pounds, drop 1 to 2 dress sizes in 12 weeks or less. And I'm serious, right? Even while managing like a high stress job, family responsibilities, or maybe aging parents that you're dealing with right now. If you're ready to take back control of your body and your relationship with food, we're going to get it right into it. Okay, so we're going to go over a couple things here just so you have an idea. We're going to talk about the weight gain trap, right? That a lot of women fall into. We have to work with our hormones instead of against them. Picking the right type of exercise, what kind of training you should be doing, boosting your metabolism with your nutrition, and eliminating hormone disrupting foods. Stop starving yourself, hitting the key 3. We're going to talk about calories, protein, and fiber. And we're going to talk about lifestyle. And then we're going to talk about the benefits of having expert support and then accountability. And then we're going to go over some case studies, some women that we worked with. But step number 1, hopping right into it, avoid the weight gain trap. Work with your body or your changing body and hormones. Okay, your body's changed in hormones or leading up to menopause, right? Or in menopause. So hot flashes, brain fog, achy joints, interrupted sleep, you name it, right? The average age for menopause is around 51, but a lot of you guys might be even having symptoms or started to have symptoms when you're like 35, okay? And that's normal. Hormones, estrogen and progesterone start to decline, unfortunately. When the body experiences stress, the hormone cortisol is also released. So cortisol is not necessarily a terrible thing, but it is when it's chronically elevated, right? That's what triggers what's called the weight gain trap we're going to get into right away. It can really slow down weight loss or completely stop it. So as the body gets older, the stress responses increase, and this increase is 3 times higher for women than men. So men have life easier with weight gain and losing weight in general. We know that. So if cortisol levels are chronically elevated due to overstressing the body, the weight gain trap can be triggered. So leptin resistance. So basically increased cravings, especially for sugar at night and the comfort foods, right? Then we have thyroid dysregulation. So basically means or deregulation. So reduced metabolism, making it harder to lose weight, right? You don't feel like you have enough energy, or it's harder to get steps in. And then insulin resistance, which is going to have increased fat storage, especially around the midsection. So how do you avoid this weight gain triangle? We're going to talk about it. Okay, so cortisol, all right? So cortisol is obviously a very big part in this because reducing your stress and cortisol is going to be allowing you to be in what we call kind of a fat burning mode. So real clients, real results. You're going to see how this is actually possible for you. You don't have to sacrifice your career. You don't have to give up your job, like even though it may be stressful and you may want to. The real issue is added stress from extreme dieting, a lot of times making it worse and harder for you to lose weight, or stress from intense workouts, the wrong type of workouts. So we have to work with your body and your hormones to lose weight, just like Angela did. She's lost over 50 pounds now, but this quote was in our Facebook group, down almost 30 pounds, feeling strong, and clothes are baggy. Husband made the comment that I had the butt that I had in high school is returning, so that's awesome. Or we got Kendra here, realtor at 50, lost 50 pounds at the age 50. She's done quick fix diets. It didn't work. She'd lose some and then put back on the weight. So we really focus on the everything, the nutrition, the training, and the lifestyle factors to make sure that she's been wearing a pair of jeans that she hasn't worn for almost a year. You can see she's in a massive transformation. Now, step number 2, you have to pick the right type of exercise. So cut out or limit cardio and do low intensity strength training. So cardio can be highly stressful on the body, especially around menopause. Again, we want to talk about when we're lowering our stress as much as possible. So running, classes, CrossFit, spinning, HIIT, Orange Theory, all that fun stuff that may feel good and burning up a sweat, but may not be working for you and working against you. So the types of exercise that can really work well for women in their 20s and 30s, when our hormones are optimal, you don't have to worry about that, and their lives are less stressful. You got less things to deal with. Might work for them, but not for you guys. So the wrong exercise can trigger the weight gain trap. So excessive stress is going to lead to a lot of increased cravings. You may feel like binges, especially sugar. And again, that fat storage around the middle section, that tummy that you don't really love. Okay, so muscle loss also makes you flabbier and saggier. A lot of times these cardio high intensity type workouts is catabolic. So meaning it's like it burns muscle, right? If you're doing it, especially with a low protein diet, you're just beating yourself into the ground, and you're not going to be, it's like the low intensity strength training, like muscle too, is what makes you feel like firm, toned, and it's going to like lift you up your glutes so you're not saggy, and tightening up your tummy and arms. So that's why we're going to focus on strength training instead of cardio. Especially too, high impact exercise make joints and aches and pains a lot worse. Let you guys know that it doesn't feel good. So many forms of cardio, like HIIT, running, puts like 4 to 7 times your body weight through your joints, and we can't handle that anymore, right? So if you're experiencing hip, knee pain, you have to be careful with the exercises that you're doing. They have to be kind of customized to you, caused in part because you have lower reduced estrogen levels, and estrogen is a natural lubricant for your joints. Okay, so high impact cardio exercise will only make it worse. So we're not doing burpees, we're not doing a lot of jump squats. This also means you're more likely to get injured and setting you back big time. So we don't want to be setting you back over and over again like that. And just because a certain type of exercise feels hard and like you sweat a lot doesn't mean it's effective for weight loss. A lot of times, like classes will say, like, how many calories are you burning? That's what we're trying to focus on. That's not what we're trying to focus on. We're focused on building muscle or strength, right? So sometimes this means you're going to actually have the opposite effect when you're actually putting the stress on your body. Work smarter, not harder. Now, what is low impact strength training, and like how does this work, and what should that actually look like? So again, to keep stress low in the body, builds lean tone muscle, and is gentle in the body and joints, right? We got to be careful. Lifting weights in a slow, controlled manner, working out 3 to 4 times a week is all you need, 30 to 60 minutes. Again, no extreme jumping or burpees, especially to begin with, or you don't really need to do that at all. So it will build lean muscle, improve mobility, and help you tone up all over. Now, I do like to sprinkle in some low-intensity cardio for clients, right? So this could be like low intensity, like doing 110, 130 beats per minute. So this could be like walking on an inclined treadmill, stair climbing. This could be a fast-paced walking outside. Or cycling at a steady pace. Steady pace. The key is steady pace. Not going like really, really high, like really, really hard, and then resting, right? We're not doing intervals. Now, key principles with strength training that I always focus on, okay? There's going to be a couple of things. So max 4 to 6 exercises with each workout. You don't need to be doing 7, 8, 9, 10 exercises. We're focusing on the quality over the quantity. That's the main thing here. Rest 90 seconds to 3 minutes in between your sets. So you do one exercise, right? Then you rest 90 seconds to 3 minutes. Worth towards the 3 minutes if you're doing lower body movements, okay? And then you do it again, right? Training to failure, 1 to 3 reps shy. So basically means you're pushing yourself. You're not just like leaving like 5 reps in the tank. I highly recommend you get somebody to watch your form to make sure you're pushing yourself hard enough. Progressive overload. Basically what that means, this fancy word, is adding 1 rep. It could be to like one of the sets in the workout, or 1 to 5% increase with the amount of weight that you're using each week can be beneficial too. So that could be like a 2 5-pound jump. It's not a huge jumps at a time, but there has to be some type of progression. You can't just be using your 5, 10-pound weights and expect to see your body change. Okay. Clients inside of our Fit Over 40 program typically do 3 or 4, I said 3 to 4 36-minute strength training sessions. So that could be at home. This could be at home or in the gym, right? And lose 15 to 25 pounds on average in 16 weeks, right? If they stick to the plan. Right? So this is Deanna. So she's always thought she had to run or do lots of cardio to get leaner and toned. Now she knows that strength training is the way to go. Heck yeah. So, and people were asking her, like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just lifting weights 3 times a week, barely doing limited cardio. It's crazy what you can do when you really get your food on track too. So next step, we're going to be talking about the diet makeover. So eliminate hormone disrupting foods. Around menopause, the body just it becomes more sensitive to stress from exercise, but it also comes from your diet too. So wheat, alcohol, dairy, and sugar, right, are the big culprits here. And certain foods can trigger that stress response and then lead to the weight gain around menopause. They include the wheat. Like I said, we're going to go over each one. So wheat is usually found in the form of flour, which is a highly processed and very typically caloric dense, meaning it has a lot of calories. Often women develop these intolerances actually going into menopause, and this can cause fatigue, bloating, and making it harder to lose weight. So it's just not fun. This doesn't mean you need to cut out bread or pasta forever and go gluten-free, but if you're struggling to lose weight around menopause, it may be a sign you're having too much, right? And it might be worth looking at and kind of reducing or cutting out. A lot of times we'll go into like the elimination type diet here in a sec. So alcohol, right? Guys, there's many ways to de-stress. Alcohol can't be your primary one, especially if you're in menopause. So not only is this extremely calorie dense, 7 calories per gram of alcohol doesn't really give you any fuel for your workouts. And it's higher in calories almost compared to fat, which contains 9 calories per gram. And much higher than carbs or protein, which only 4 calories per gram. And the alcohol, you have to process it first, right? Before you even start burning fat. And often comes with alcohol consumption, a lot of caloric rich snacks like nuts, chocolate, ice cream, McDonald's, whatever you're having, like our decisions go out the window, right? When we have a lot of alcohol, pizza. Alcohol can also disrupt your sleep, which we don't need around menopause, increasing hot flashes, night sweats, poor sleep, not only making you tired, right? It elevates the hunger hormones, again, making you overeat for the next day or two, too, not just the day of. Now, a couple other things, dairy, all right? So dairy is a big culprit, too. So, again, hormone disrupting foods. It's, again, in a lot of things. It's also very calorie dense a lot of times. It's also makes it very easy to overeat. And 2/3 of adults don't produce lactose, so the enzyme doesn't really get broken down, right? That well. So it can lead to poor energy levels, bloating, skin breakouts, stomach problems, you name it. So, and sugar, okay? I'm not talking about every type of sugar. I'm talking about the processed sugar that you don't need to be eating all the time. This is going to accelerate weight gain like nobody's business. Sugary foods often lack nutrients. They're not high on the satiety index, basically meaning you're eating a lot of this and it's not filling you up. We want to eat more foods towards the end of the satiety index, so basically what fill you up more. They also spike your blood sugar, followed by a big crash if you barely have energy throughout the day, and you can eat more of it and not feel full. So it's important to reduce, not cut out completely. Okay, don't try and cut out all your sugar completely. None of the ladies we tell this to do this. Like, we don't go keto, we don't cut out every one of our favorite foods, but we need to find the balance. So what we do, we get clients to typically to get some results right away and seeing some fat loss and immediate results. You can cut out for 1 to 2 weeks really some like the processed sugar, right? And do what it's called an elimination diet. And then you can reintroduce them in moderation and see how you react to them. Just like our client Cheryl, right? Scale moving down again, very close to 20 pounds weight loss. I haven't been this low in 2 decades, right? She's killing it. And then Carrie, been able to comfortably wear a pair of jeans that haven't been able to wear yet, and feel amazing, right? That's the results. It's worth it. Step 4, hormonally balanced eating, HBE. So stop starving yourself, right? We're not 10 or 12-year-olds. We're eating more than 1,200 calories to lose weight, okay? For women in their 20s and 30s, right, they can get away with maybe starving themselves, low-calorie starvation diets, and still lose weight. You can't, okay? These include things like 1,200 calories a day or less, intermittent fasting, low-carb, keto, the 5-2 diet, or shake diets, anything like that, juice cleanses. We're not about that. These things may work short-term. You might see some results, but they usually end up leading you to plateauing shortly afterwards and then the weight coming right back on after you lose some. Eating more food is also going to give you more energy for your workouts, and help you move more throughout the day. So we're going to focus on the key 3 things when it comes to nutrition too. Calories, protein, fiber. Calories. Around menopause, you need to hit a sweet spot in terms of calories. Not too many, not too few, right? There's this sweet spot for consistent weight loss, because if you eat too few, you're going to trigger the weight gain trap, right? Insulin resistance, thyroid deregulation, right? You're going to feel sluggish, you're going to even feel sometimes even depressed sometimes. The body will push back and stop you from losing weight. Too many in your body will be in a calorie surplus, basically meaning you're going to be gaining weight, not losing weight. So we don't want that either. So you have to get it just right, and you'll be able to lose 10 to 20 pounds every 12 weeks, even during menopause. Hands down. Okay. There's no magic calorie number. You have to understand that. The amount of calories that is right for you, that is specific to you, is going to take into account your age, right? Your height, your body weight, right? Your body fat percentage, your hormonal situation, health issues, and dieting history, okay? So that's why a general calorie calculator sometimes won't work for you and you won't see any changes in your body, okay? Anything that generates a random caloric number without this less data and not knowing you personally may not be accurate, and you might be setting yourself up for failure. But menopause weight loss is not just about calories in, calories out. Even though it is an important piece, you need to get the right amount of protein and fiber, okay? These are very, very important. So protein has three key benefits for women around menopause. Protein is extremely satisfying, right? Or satiating. So basically means it's going to fill you up, and it digests really slowly and tells your brain that you're full. Many of the calories in protein are burned by digesting it. So basically the more protein you eat, the more calories you just burn just by digesting it. So eating around or 15 to 30% of the calories found in protein will be burned off, right? So compared to like carbs and fats. Protein helps build muscle, lean muscle, which will again make you feel firm and toned. Having more muscle will also increase your metabolism, right? And then that means you can eat more and still lose weight, which is a win-win, right? Dream come true. So how much protein do you actually need, ladies? Protein will intake vary person to person, but here are some guidelines to follow. 0.7 to 1 grams per pound of protein per pound of goal body weight. Sorry. So if you're 200 pounds, let's say currently your goal weight's 150. You're 200 pounds, you want to get down to 150. 150 times 0.7 to 1. So 150 to 100 grams of protein per day, right? Because if you're 150 pounds, that'd be 1, right? And then 0.7 is going to be 100, right? So it's 150 to 100 grams of protein per day. Have a source of protein with every single meal, including breakfast. Guys, we're not intermittent fasting, okay? So you got to have some type of breakfast. We have lots of options that we give our clients, like easy protein or high protein breakfast. There's many options, okay? Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein with each meal, okay? That's roughly where you're going to need to be hit your protein goal. If a meal is 300 calories, aim for having around 30 grams of protein. That's a good rule of thumb. If your meal is 400 calories, have around 40 grams of protein. That is a high protein meal, considered a high protein meal, okay? The one thing I will add about protein, make sure that you're adding fiber along with it, or else you're going to be backed up and not feel good, okay? Before we move on, one of the things we do in our Fit Over 40 program is we calculate our clients' nutritional needs based on their age, height, and body weight and body fat percentage, hormonal situation. We take that all into account in their dieting history and where they're coming from to give you like an accurate number where you should be, okay? Leading into fiber. So if you are not taking enough fiber with protein, you're going to feel that. So you're going to feel bloated. You're also going to be backed up, gassy, all that stuff. So fiber is just like protein, slows down digestion, keeping you fuller for longer, right? Curbing cravings. Very important. Foods containing fiber also give us a lot of vital vitamins and minerals needed around menopause. So the most important thing, if you're getting at least a fistful of fiber in every meal, that's like from fruit or vegetables, you're in a good spot, okay? Now, take Laura here, right? Laura lost 22 pounds at age 52. She did it, so can you. 5 short months, lost 22 pounds, gained a lot of muscle and strength, right? And now she's very confident she can actually maintain it too, right? That's a feeling that you're probably looking for. You want to be able to maintain this weight loss. Step number 5 that we're going to focus on is mind-body precision. So optimizing the lifestyle factors, sleep, caffeine, alcohol, and HRT, which is basically hormone replacement therapy. The key factors we're looking for: sleep, caffeine, alcohol, stress, HRT. Okay. A lot of you guys are dealing with disrupted sleep, night sweats, hot flashes. Alcohol and stress and caffeine can also make all these things a lot worse, right? While HRT, hormone replacement therapy, can often make these things better. Okay. If you're eating or drinking caffeine after 12 p.m. and you're having terrible sleep, lower the caffeine, basically. Lack of quality sleep is going to lead to out of control stress levels. So cortisol is going to be elevated chronically and disrupt hunger hormones. So basically, we have to look at things holistically, figure out the root cause of the problem, and start there, right? Whether it's reducing alcohol or caffeine, or investigating HRT, different forms of HRT, right? Progesterone, estrogen patches. Like there's many different ways of taking it, and different doses work different for different people. Okay, highly recommend you get consulted by a doctor and get looking into that ASAP. For most of you guys, it'd be very beneficial. This is very different from person to person, and that's many reasons why we work with clients on a one-to-one basis in our Fit Over 40 method program. Get this right, you're going to find weight loss results come a lot quicker and easier, just like they did for Lydia. So Lydia is a busy business owner going through perimenopause, and she's had a massive transformation. Obviously, you can see in the bottom pictures where she came from at the start to till now. She is she's always failed and can't, like, she's always lost weight, then it came back, and now this is finally the time that she doesn't have to worry about that. She's lost the weight, she's going to keep it off forever, and she's just fully loving herself, as you can read in this post if you want to pause and read all that. Okay. Step number 6, expert support. Get a specialist to help you fast track your progress, right? It's hard, and honestly sometimes it feels hopeless because you're doing it alone, right? There's a lot of factors to consider. It's hard, like juggling your job, other family responsibilities, people in your life. Like, as humans, like, we think we can do everything on our own. Like, we think we can just like do this and do this. But the problem is it's easy to lose motivation, especially in a weight loss journey during menopause, because sometimes when things aren't working, we just give up, right? Our team has worked with over 500 women around menopause. So if you have, like, problems come up with a client, they get stuck, we know exactly what to do. We've been in this situation hundreds of times before, and we know the solution and what you need to focus on and what you don't need to focus on. So there's always 2 ways to solve a problem too. The slow, hard way, right? Doing generic things, looking up YouTube videos, researching, right? That aren't optimal, and trying to hold yourself accountable, which we know doesn't really work that well, especially when it comes to nutrition. Or the fast, easy way, following a menopause-specific approach and working with an expert who knows how to work with your changing body and hormones, and what kind of exercise and what you shouldn't be doing, right? So I like accountability. I thrive off of something given a plan, and someone holding accountable. That's just me, right? And I know a lot of women I talk to is like, I just need a plan, I need a blueprint, and I'll follow it, right? And I'm very much like that. I know from experience, it's easy to be motivated when you start out, when you're getting going, but what happens when life gets busy, right? Or like stress comes and like outside factors that you can't control. And you know how this goes for you, right? So at some point we have to admit to ourselves, we can't do everything by ourselves sometimes, right? Getting help isn't a failure. It's not like a setback. It isn't like you have to feel like you failed. It's in fact the opposite. It's smart. You either fast track this or you pay with a lot of time trying to figure this out. And maybe you guys don't have a lot of time left because it gets harder as you get older. It saves you time wasting years struggling, going in circles, health declining, feeling invisible, and who knows where you're going to be in just 3 months time with the right help. Like, your life can completely change. Carrie lost 25 pounds this morning, and that's in 3 months. Like, that's crazy, right? We often see clients losing 5 to 10 pounds within the first 12 weeks, right? So expert support is kind of like working with a specialist, right? For a health problem. Rather than a GP, you'll actually get to the root cause. We're not just trying to fix this with tirzepatide or a GLP-1 drug, like a weight loss drug. We're going to fix this with the root issue of the problem much faster, and we're going to support you every single day of the week to make sure that you stick to this, right? So the last pillar kind of leads me to the last pillar, the accountability, right? Keep going when life takes over and gets stressful, right? It's easy to be on track with your nutrition and training and all that stuff when life is easy. What happens when it gets hard, right? How many times have you decided to lose the weight and you give up after 2 or 3 weeks, right? You're like, I'm all in. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, you give up, right? You're not stuck unless you stop. You're not stuck unless you stop. One of my favorite quotes. We hear this all the time from women looking to join our program, right? I was doing good, then life got stressful or something happened, a life event, my family member got ill, my family member got ill, I had to take care of my parent, whatever it is. Whatever excuse they had a bad week, and before you know it, you're starting from square one again, right? And they're like, oh, what's the point? I just keep doing this to myself, right? That's normal, right? That's normal for a woman in their 40s and 50s. You got a lot of things to worry about. Life is not as simple and straightforward as it once was when you had less responsibilities. That's where accountability comes in. At work, you have board members, directors, your boss, like, to answer to, right? If you didn't show up for a week, everyone's going to notice, right? We're the same thing. We're going to tell you, like, what you need to hear if you're not showing up. And you said, like, your goals were this and you're not showing up, right? When it comes to your health and fitness, it's the last thing we put on the back burner, and we don't show up for ourselves a lot of time, right? So I get it. Many of our clients had great success in your career, whatever business, but they can't do the same with their health and fitness, right? And losing weight around menopause is not the same, okay? That's why we put together our Fit Over 40 program for busy professional women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that want to lose a dress size in 90 days or less, that want to see results, and actually, because when it's to get results, it's easier to get momentum, right? It feels better. The most important part is, like, we offer a high level of support, like an accountability. So, like, we're going to hold you to it, and we're going to be there every step of the way. Keeping our clients means that we don't like quit. We don't give in to keeping our clients accountable means that they don't quit or they don't give in to temptation and undo all their hard work. We remind them how hard they've worked to get to this point. Jennifer, monthly win, first month with Jesse, lost 5.5 pounds, boom, right away, right? So we make sure that there's no turning back, and she has not turned back. Okay. Each of our clients have one-on-one support to guide them through the process, custom training plans, right? Because you guys need custom workouts. You can't just do any workout off of the internet anymore. Meal plans and nutrition approach that is individualized. Group Zoom calls, right? This is fun. Community, it keeps it fun too. We have challenges. So we make sure that you're on track with everything that you need and all the tools necessary to make sure that you're going to lose this weight and keep it off, right? Just like Barb, 25 pounds down at 54. Boom, right? She wanted to lose belly fat so badly. Look at her belly fat. Boom, right? Terry is feeling the most fit she has in 20 years. Look at that. Over at 60 years old. Look at what she's done, right? If she can do that at 60, so can you, okay? She's been miserable about her body for the last 20 years, and now she feels confident, dropped so many sizes and developing abs. She's getting abs, guys, all right? You can read this again if you want to pause this. Tracy, nurse, lost 20 pounds, right? All she needed was a game plan, a little bit of accountability. She was doing beach body workouts. Again, too much intense exercise on the body. She wasn't losing body fat, lost a lot of belly fat already. Spilling on a size 10. Now she's like asking for a size 2. Size 2, okay? Lost 50 pounds at age 51, Angela. She struggled with not knowing what to do, and there was like no muscle definition. She's getting muscle definition, okay? Carla, again, you can tell, look at that. Look at her legs. Everything's completely transformed. She was training 5-6 days a week. She was training more, and she wasn't seeing progress. Now she's training less, and she's seeing faster progress. She's fitting into clothes that she wore when she was 22. Okay. Are you a busy professional woman looking to take back control of your body? Do you want to, like around menopause, you feel like hopeless? Do you feel like you are ready to just get this over with and get back into a body that you love and drop 10 to 20 pounds in the next 12 weeks, right? Without starving yourself or doing endless amounts of cardio. Okay. Message me back info and I'll reach out to you to see if we can help.